Hey guys, what's up? It's Maddie here, and I am going to film a little bit different type of a video for you guys. It's a little bit more of a raw and honest video. I'm not just making this type of a video to relate to others per se. I hope it does, and I'm not the only one. But these are also feelings that I have, and I struggle with thinking about in the time that my son is coming here in the next 6 weeks. So yeah, these are my first time mom fears, and let's go ahead and get into it. Number 5 would probably have to be if I can wake up with him in the middle of the night. Like, it's a worry of mine, but it's not my biggest worry. So I'm kind of counting down, but yeah, it would definitely be, can I wake up with him in the middle of the night? That's probably one of my biggest worries, and I wonder if that's almost every first time mom's worries. Excuse me, frog in my throat. I'm just sleeping, and I feel like I sleep heavy, but then again, all my friends say when it's your child with you, you wake up, you know, you understand, but, you know, in your head, you're like, can I really? So, yeah, that would probably have to be number 5, is am I going to be able to wake up with him when he wakes up in the middle? Number 4 would probably have to be, for me, will I know what he wants when he's crying? I know that from my friends and my sister-in-law and my cousins and my aunts and uncles and whoever has children, that they say you learn your babies cry if they're hungry, if they're tired, if they just want cuddled, or whatever's going on. And I think that's probably another worry of mine. Will I learn that? And I think that may be a lot of people's worries as well. I'm hoping that I'm not the only one with these fears and worries in my heart, but definitely a big worry of mine, not knowing what he's doing, or why he's crying, if he just wants held, if he's just frustrated, if he's just not in a good mood, if he's kind of teething. Those are all the things that I'm very worried, because I see my friend with her daughter, because she's the youngest, she's the one that most recently had a child that I know, and she's only almost 10 months old, so she's learning the whole she's fussy because she's teething and all this stuff, and I'm hoping I can catch on to those signals, but I'm very, very terrified if I can't learn those cues. 3 would definitely have to be in my own head, if it's okay to just be overwhelmed sometimes. I know that not everybody knows my entire situation, but when I have my son, I will be doing it alone, with just me when I have him, and my biggest worry is doing this, am I going to be overwhelmed at times? Is there going to be time that I'm just crying right after he's born? Because I know there's a lot of emotions that happen after labor. I mean, your hormones are going back to normal, or I guess as normal as they can go back to, and you are recuperating, you just gave birth, or you just had a cesarean, which that is surgery, and that's a lot of stuff to come back from, and now you have this human being. So I think the biggest validation is it okay to just cry sometimes if he falls asleep finally and I finally figured out what he wanted and everything is okay in the house? Can I just sit in my bed and cry and it not be a bad thing, or it not necessarily mean postpartum depression and I'm just overwhelmed and I'm learning and it's getting easier in a way? I mean, not like easy, but easier to understand everything. And sometimes it's just, I feel like it's going to be difficult, and I know I personally can get overwhelmed with just a lot of situations in general, like school, when I'm doing stuff, when I have plans and they go awry and stuff, I can get very overwhelmed. So I know that there's going to be times I'm going to get overwhelmed with my son, and I think my biggest fear is that people are going to look at me like, why don't you have it all together, or anything along those lines. So definitely, is it okay to just be overwhelmed whenever, and yeah, push past that overwhelmment feeling, but to be able to be that. Number 2 is a life depending on me. That is a fear of mine. Not that I don't feel like I can step up to the plate and be the mother that I want to be, but him just putting this fear on his entire life, basically, in a way. Him depending on everything for me. It is weird and scary to think that the way I think of my parents and the way I feel comfort in my parents, someone will now feel that comfort in me. And while it's an amazing feeling, and while I am actually really excited for that part, I am also fearful and scared of that part, because I know the good job that my parents did instilling that comfortness in me when I'm around them, for me to feel comfortable around them. And when I'm scared and they're there, it's like a overwhelming feeling of calmness with them around. I hope to offer that to my son and to be able to give my son that comfort. And I think that's a fear of mine, is that he's not going to really find that comfort in me. But I wonder if that's another fear that other people have, or if that one's just a weird one on my part. That one I was like, I'm not sure. But that one, it is a fear of mine, is having a life depend on me for everything. Their clothes, their food, especially because I want to breastfeed. They're eating and everything. So number one fear would definitely have to be, am I going to be a good mom? I think this is probably every first-time mom's fear, and even moms that have multiple. You're now learning how to parent 2 children, 3 children, 4 children. And I wonder if this goes through everybody's mind like it's going through mine. Am I going to be a good mom? And I don't mean good mom by like the standards of a good mom. I mean good mom in my mind. The things that I hold dear and what I want to teach my son, the values and what's important in life, what I want to teach him, those good parts is what I mean. Am I going to be a good mom? Am I going to be able to teach him how well I believe education is important and that he should really truly get an education and try hard in school? Is he going to get that you respect people that you do not know, even if you do not know them? I know that kind of sounds weird with the way I worded it, but I don't expect him to look at strangers and be rude to them just because he doesn't know them. So that's what I mean by, am I going to be a good mom? Am I going to be able to get that across in a positive light for him to understand that there are certain ways to behave, there are certain things to do, there are just certain ways to act, you know? And I'm eventually going to raise a man in this world, and that, I think that with the will I be a good mom is hitting me, because it ties with the will I be a good mom. Will I be able to make my son ready to be put into the world and on his own and make something of himself and of this world? Whatever he chooses to do, whatever he chooses to be passionate about, that is fine. But will I be able to be the good mother that helped him along that path and not hindered him in any way or anything? So I think that's probably my top fear, really hitting me as these 6 weeks are going down. I mean, I'm 34 weeks today because I'm filming this on Monday, and it's on the countdown. I'm a month and a half away from giving birth to my son, if not sooner, and it's all gonna change overnight. And those are one of these videos I wanted to get out because I bet a lot of other people have the same feeling, and I kind of wanted to just say my truth and get it out there, and maybe me talking about it will make me feel a little better. And maybe if someone comes across this and you have the same fears or similar fears, just leave a comment and we could talk about it. I enjoy knowing that, one, I'm not the only one out there in the world that feels certain ways, and I'm assuming other people are like that as well. I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, I don't know, it's been 22 years, because I'm her youngest, so I just turned 22, so she's like, it's different now. Everything's a lot different from when you were a baby to now when your son's going to be a baby. And that's another thing. It's crazy to me, and I know I'm going on this random tangent, and I'll stop, but those are my top 5 fears. And comment below if you have a different fear and let me know, and maybe we could talk through it. Maybe if you don't necessarily fear what I fear, then you can kind of help me out a little bit with those fears and how to get through them, or just kind of how to put them in perspective. Because, I mean, I'm going to face them. They're fears I have, and I have to face them as I'm about to have a child. So it's just about being mentally prepared that you're about to face them is probably the biggest thing. I'm going to go now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for the 56 subscribers that I have right now. I cannot believe it. I was excited to get to 50, and then it's like these 6 just happened quicker, and I know it's going to fluctuate when I get them, but I'm just so thankful. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you want any more kind of like this videos. Like after I had my son, I could talk about the first top 5 things I was surprised about when having a boy, having a baby. I can make a little series out of this if you'd like. So comment below if you'd like that. If you have any video ideas that you'd like me to do, comment those below. Someone did comment one about doing a nursery tour, and I will do one of those, but it unfortunately will not be till after he's born and I'm in my apartment, because I cannot be in my apartment because it is out of town from where I'm living and giving birth. So literally it's going to be a crazy, crazy time. The minute I give birth to him, moving it right on out of my place, at the place I'm staying at now, straight to my apartment right after he's born. So luckily I have my family to help me and get me up there and stuff, and kind of move my stuff so I can just take care of my son. So yeah. So if you have any video suggestions, let me know below, and I can let you know if I can do it, not do it, kind of talk about it. So I will see you later, alligator.